What's going on YouTube? This is Austin from Austin, Dakota here. Welcome back to my updated CD collection. This is part 3. Hopefully you guys enjoyed parts 1 and 2. Part 3, we are going to try to get through the rest of my rock and metal CDs, and then the next part will be country. So I'm not wasting any more time, I'm going to jump right into it. Where we last left off was with Meatloaf, Bat Out of Hell from 1977, which was, it's a classic, by the way. Next album is Poison, their third album, I believe, Flesh and Blood. I don't have Open and Say Ah, which people say that's their best album, but this is my favorite album by Poison. I love everything about it. Strange Days of Uncle Jack, Unskinny Bop, Ride the Wind, Don't Give Up an Inch, Swamp Juice, Life Goes On, Come Hell or High Water. Good stuff, man. Love it.
Oh, yeah.
Then we have, I showed that, Shinedown, their third album, Sound of Madness. This is after their 2005 album, Us and Them, which Us and Them, obviously very famous for the song I Dare You. This is their best, in my opinion. I love everything about it. The instrumentation, very heavy. I mean, Devour to start things off, very great. Then Sound of Madness, which is very heavy. Great solos in that. The Crow and the Butterfly, Sitting with a Grin. Call Me. Call Me is a more somber track, but yeah, it's great. Love that album to death. My personal favorite Shinedown album. Next up, AC/DC with Back in Black. Now, people keep saying that their best album is Highway to Hell. I can understand that, but this is my unpopular opinion. This is my favorite AC/DC album. I love everything about it. Brian Johnson does lead vocals after the untimely passing of Bon Scott. He takes over and continues on the AC/DC legacy. I mean, Hell's Bells, Have a Drink on Me, You Shook Me All Night Long, What Do You Do for Money, Honey, Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution, Shake a Leg. Classic stuff, man. Classic. Great album. Next up, Alice Cooper with Trash. Little trivia about Alice Cooper. One of his songs appears in Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives, and that'd be Teenage Frankenstein. But that's not on this album. This is Trash. A pretty good album. I like this one. Not my favorite Alice Cooper album, but I mean, it's one that I can listen to. I mean, Poison, Spark in the Dark, Why Trust You, This Maniac's in Love with You, Hell is Living Without You. Yeah, pretty good stuff by Alice Cooper. That's a good album. However, not my favorite Alice Cooper album. Next up, Amon Amarth with Berserker. Now, for those that don't know who Amon Amarth is, Amon Amarth are a melodic death metal band from Tumba, Sweden. And now, this isn't a Viking metal. This is completely different. This is death metal about Vikings, and it's amazing. Not my favorite Amon Amarth album, but it ranks really high up there. Father's Gold, Crack the Sky, Valkyria, The Berserker at Stamford Bridge. Good stuff. I'm a fan of Amon Amarth. Their later stuff's pretty good, especially this album. The only Amon Amarth album I have, and I should be ashamed of myself. Next up, Avatar, Hail the Apocalypse. I believe this is melodic death metal. It really depends. But yeah, I like this album. My very first Avatar album. And I freaking love it. Avatar, in my opinion, is just amazing. I mean, self-titled track, Vultures Fly, Bloody Angel, Get in Line, Puppet Show. Awesome stuff, man. I love that album by Avatar. Next up, Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band. Greatest hits, more classic rock than it is your typical hard rock, but got some great stuff on here. Bob Seger is a legend. Turn the Page, Night Moves, Roll Me Away, You'll Accompany Me, Old Time Rock and Roll, Like a Rock, C'est La Vie's a fun one. Great stuff. Journey, greatest hits. I really don't need to explain Journey. Everyone should know who Journey is, and then here's greatest hits too. Journey is just a legendary band. Everyone should know who Journey is. If you don't, I personally don't know what to tell you. Seriously. If you don't know who Journey is, ask your friends. Then we have Deicide with Legion. This is some of the most evil, sinister death metal I have ever heard in my entire life. I mean, starting off with Satan Spawn the Cacodemon. Just awesomeness, man. Great stuff. Then Dead But Dreaming, Trifixion, Holy Deception, Ravicate the Agitator. Yeah, good stuff. The only Deicide album I own. Should be ashamed of myself. Next up, one of the most underrated death metal bands ever, Incantation. I don't have the case anymore for this album, but you guys know what that should look like. You guys know what that looks like. Incantation, Onward to Golgotha. One of my all-time favorite death metal albums, and it's amazing. I love Onward to Golgotha. Freaking Craig Pillard's vocals, man. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. Very guttural. And then, Onward to Golgotha is my favorite Incantation album, but I don't mind this one. This is Mortal Throne of Nazarene, the last album that featured Craig Pillard on lead vocals. I mean, Demonic Incarnate, Iconoclasm of Catholicism, Blissful Blood Shower. Yeah, good stuff. I like this one. Is it as good as Onward to Golgotha? Personally, I don't think so. I don't think it's better, but it's still a great album. Definitely one to check out. Next up, Killswitch Engage, Alive or Just Breathing. Amazing metalcore here. If you don't know what metalcore is, it's basically the heaviest subgenre of metal music. But, come on, camera focus. Yeah, I love Killswitch Engage, and this is easily one of my all-time favorite albums. Numbered Days, Fixation on the Darkness, My Last Serenade. My Last Serenade. Oh my god, if you've not heard My Last Serenade, go listen to it. That is easily one of the best Killswitch Engage songs ever. Starts out slow and then it just amps up to 100 in less than 10 seconds. Love that album. Korn, self-titled album. Pretty much the innovators of nu metal. It's rap infused with rock, but yeah. This album's good. It's a legendary album, classic. Blind, the legendary song, Chutes and Ladders, Helmet of the Bush. Daddy is just easily one of the most twisted and disturbed songs I've ever heard in my entire life. Then we have The Essential Korn. I have a huge problem with this album. Nothing off See You on the Other Side. Come on. Then it's not an essential album then. If you're missing some stuff from one of their most iconic albums. Moving on. I could rant about that all day, but to be honest, this video would never get out. Lamb of God, Ashes of the Wake. This is my personal favorite Lamb of God album. Heavy as heck, Randy Blythe, just amazing. I mean, Laid to Rest, Hourglass, Now You've Got Something to Die For, Omerta, Blood on the Scribe, self-titled track, Remorse is for the Dead. Awesome stuff, man. I love that album. Behemoth from the Pagan Vastlands. Now, I keep getting I got comments on a video that I did a while ago saying that Behemoth, oh, it's not black metal. This is how they started. The first few demos and EPs that they did, this is black metal. This is a demo. This is their black metal stuff. One of my all-time favorite black metal albums here. I mean, Thy Winter Kingdom, Summoning of the Ancient Ones, Black Visions of the Almighty. Even it's got a cover of Death Crush on here. What more could you want from that demo? Legendary demo, but it's very hard to find. Cavalera, Bastille Devastation EP. Now, for those that don't know who Cavalera is, or Cavalera Conspiracy, it's Max and Igor Cavalera. Obviously, you guys should know who Max Cavalera is. Legendary singer of the band Sepultura. This is his band, and to be quite honest, this is awesome stuff. This made my end of the year list. I mean, Necromancer, Warriors of Death, The Curse, Antichrist. Yeah, good stuff. They recently re-recorded Schizophrenia, and I really want to get that. Okay, next up. Grafitner. Death Swings Widespread. Now, for those that don't know who Grafitner is, this is a melodic black metal band from Sweden. Two guys, Mondrius and Nientiel, I think that's how you pronounce his name. Yeah, my favorite Grafitner album. I didn't mind. I actually really enjoyed their latest one, Into the Outer Wilderness. But it's just something about this cover that really, really brings me back to it. Just some of the most sinister, evil black metal I've heard. I mean, Helvet Snot, Into the Unknown, Inner Void. Yeah. Great stuff, man. Great stuff. If you don't own that on CD, go find it. Marduk. Panzer Division Marduk. Now, obviously, this is a great album by Marduk. My favorite Marduk album. I just love the cover with the tank and then the bullets just all on the side. It's good. I love this album. I mean, self-titled track, Baptism by Fire, Blood Dawn. Yeah, good stuff by Marduk. Skillet, Awake. Now, this is Christian rock. I don't mind this album. Easily my favorite Skillet album, if you really want to ask me. Yeah, good stuff. I mean, Hero, Monster, Awaken Alive. It's Not Me, It's You. Come on, camera focus. Should've When You Could've. Little trivia, the theme song to Hell in a Cell 2009 was Monster. And it was off that album. Okay, another Cavalera album. Morbid Visions. Now, Sepultura originally recorded Morbid Visions, but Cavalera then later re-recorded it, and it made it sound just a lot better, in my opinion. I mean, Mayhem. I'm going to look off camera here. Crucifixion. Show Me the Dawn, or Show Me the Wrath. Funeral Rites, and that band photo is just awesome. Love that album. Very good. Okay, moving right along. Nickelback, Feed the Machine. Now, people seem to love to hate Nickelback, and I can kind of get it. Am I in the same boat? No. I personally like Nickelback. Feed the Machine is not their best album. It's not my favorite album by Nickelback, but it's still a good album, though. The only Nickelback album I own. I mean, Feed the Machine, Coin for the Ferryman, Must Be Nice, After the Rain, The Betrayal, Home. Good stuff. Next up, Slipknot, Volume 3, The Subliminal Verses. Iconic Slipknot album. Everyone should know who Slipknot is. If you don't, ask somebody. Literally, ask your friends. Slipknot, just a legendary band. I love Slipknot. A lot of people seem to give crap to Slipknot, but I don't know why. They're good. They're good. The Blister Exists, Duality, Pulse of the Maggots, Before I Forget, The Nameless. If you're not familiar with Slipknot, definitely check them out. All Hope Is Gone is my favorite Slipknot album, but this one was the start. Next up, Autopsy. Oh, that is dusty. God dang, I haven't listened to that album. I haven't listened to this in quite a while. Autopsy, Severed Survival. Yeah. Chris Ryford, man. Legend. And this is an amazing album. This is dusty. I haven't listened to this album in God knows how long. But yeah, good stuff. Classic album. Charred Remains, Service for a Vacant Coffin, Gasping for Air, Pagan Survivor, Severed Survival, the self-titled track, and this even has the bonus tracks on here too. And this is an original pressing of this album. But yeah, it's great. I love it. Wish my camera would focus. The most recent, Ashes, Organs, Blood, and Crips. Don't know if I can show the album art, but too late, I just did. But, yeah, I love this album. This was my very first, this was the very first Autopsy album I ever bought. And then I went ahead and bought, Severed Survival. But this was my very first Autopsy album. This easily made my end of the year list almost #1 for me. Throat Saw, No More Left Alive, Bones to the Wolves, Lobotomizing Gods, Coagulation, and I love that band photo. Yeah. Awesome stuff, man. Bruce Springsteen, Born in the USA. Classic, man. Classic, classic, classic. Just amazing stuff here. Dancing in the Dark, Glory Days, self-titled. Not much to say about that album. Next up, Bullet for My Valentine. Temper Temper. I believe this is after Fever, I believe. I believe this album came after Fever. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. But not a bad Bullet album. This one's pretty good. Breaking Point, Truth Hurts, POW, Dead to the World, Tears Don't Fall Part 2. But Riot is easily the best track on the album. Next up, Burzum, Detsum Engang Var. Say what you want about Varg. The guy was a goddamn musical genius. Do I agree with his beliefs? No. Will I ever agree with his beliefs? Absolutely not. But he was able to write a little tune. And this is probably my favorite Burzum album. Key to the Gate, Lost Wisdom. Come on, camera, focus. Lost Wisdom being the best track. But yeah, this is good. He did come back with the new album. I haven't listened to it yet. Will I? I don't know. Alright, next. Cattle Decapitation. Medium Rarities. Now, this is a compilation album. And I tell you what, this is a short compilation album. Very, very short. You can probably get through everything in just one sitting. And that's exactly what I did. But this is still good. I like it. Next up, Death Atlas. This one's pretty darn good. Not my favorite Cattle Decapitation album. I'd give that to Monolith of Inhumanity. But this was my very, very first Cattle Decapitation album I ever got. Between that and Medium Rarities. Yeah, Bestial Bleeding Hearts, The Genesis, The Geocide, Bring Back the Plague, The Great Dying 2, Finish Them. Ah, God, man. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Next up, Creed. Greatest Hits. Compilation album, obviously. Everyone should know who Creed is. I mean, come on. Yeah, very, very happy that they're back together. Yeah, just classic, man. Dark Funeral. Adora Totus Sanctus. Swedish black metal here. My personal favorite black metal band. This came out in 2005. Is this my favorite Dark Funeral album? No. I'd say Diabolis Interium is my favorite. But King Antichrist, 666 Voices Inside, God Hate, Angel Flesh Impaled. Yeah, it's still good though. I love that album. Alright, next up, got a couple Drowning the Light albums. If you're not familiar with Drowning the Light, they are an Australian black metal band led by Asgore, and it's amazing. This is his album, Through the Noose of Existence. Almost to the point of DSBM. But yeah, it's amazing. 5 tracks. Limited to 200 copies. Yeah, Haunted Seas, man. I love Drowning the Light. Very good album. Then we get one of my personal favorites by him, An Alignment of Dead Stars. Got these both off Discogs, and they're both amazing. I believe I ranked this one. I think this one's ranked. I believe I ranked this one pretty darn high. I honestly can't remember. But that's still a good album, though. Exodus, Bonded by Blood. Legendary Exodus album. Not my favorite Exodus album, though. I'd give that to Fabulous Disaster. But yeah, Bonded by Blood, and then there were none. Lesson in Violence. But yeah, this is a good album. Good starter album for Exodus. One of my favorite thrash metal bands. Yeah, definitely check them out. Now this section here is just all black metal. Fear of Eternity with, I completely forgot the name of this demo, sorry. Looking off camera. Funeral Mass. I should have known that. Italian atmospheric black metal, led by Andreas Tellini. Too bad I don't hear anything about this band anymore. This is some damn good, yes, I just cussed, damn good Italian death, or not Italian death metal, Italian black metal. But yeah, Evil Premonition, Leaving the Life, Crying Cold Tears, Conducted to the Grave, man. Awesome stuff. Next up, Inquisition, Ominous Doctrines of the Perpetual, Mystical Macrocosm. My personal favorite Inquisition album. This is not the original album art. The original album artwork is contained within the booklet. Still, though, I love this album a lot. Astral Path to Supreme Majestics, Desolate Funeral Chant, Upon the Fire Winged Demon, self-titled, Hymn for a Dead Star. Yeah, good stuff. Now, people are saying that Inquisition is not US black metal because the guy, Dagon, is from Colombia. But here's the thing, though. Dagon later moved from Colombia to the United States. So via technicality, yeah, it is US black metal. So just go ahead and shoot those people down that say it's not. Judas Iscariot, Heaven in Flames. People say that this is his best album. I can see why. However, for me, it's not. But I love that picture of Judas Iscariot. An Eternal Kingdom of Fire, Gaze Upon Heaven in Flames, Before a Circle of Darkness, Spill the Blood of the Lamb. Yeah, good album by Judas. Then you've got the EP he did after, Dethroned, Conquered, and Forgotten. Yeah, this is a freaking awesome EP that he did. Yeah, good stuff, man. Very, very good. But then we got my personal favorite Judas Iscariot album, the last one that he did, which is To Embrace the Corpse's Bleeding. This is just him at his evil, most sinister self as he could be. I woke to a night of pain and carnage, bathed in clouds of blood, where eagles cry and vultures laugh. In the valley of death I am their king. Yeah, just... I love this album. I have another Judas Iscariot album that I will show. I've got more rock and metal to show after I show this shelf. We're going to try to get through it all, and then I'll show the other ones. Alright, next up. Kiss. Destroyer. This is the 45th anniversary 2 CD deluxe edition. If you don't own this edition of Destroyer, you need to get it. Just a legendary album. Beth, Detroit Rock City, Shout It Out Loud, God of Thunder, King of the Nighttime World. Then disc 2 is like the demos, the rarities, and 4 tracks from their performance in Paris. And then we got the very best of Kiss. This is a good compilation. However, it does not have my favorite song by them, Heaven's on Fire, on it. But it's got some good stuff on it, though. 2002 is when it came out, I believe. Korn, Issues. My personal favorite Korn album. This, to me, is just Korn at their darkest, in my opinion. Falling Away From Me, Beg For Me, Make Me Bad, It's Gonna Go Away, Am I Going Crazy, Somebody Someone, Let's Get This Party Started, Dirty, Wish You Could Be Me. Yeah. Very, very good. Next up, Lord Humongous with Raped by the Nukes. Now, for those that don't know who Lord Humongous is. They are a blackened thrash metal band from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And they talk about the Mad Max franchise. This is such an amazing album. I mean, Greetings from the Humongous, Just Walk Away, good way to start things off. White Line Nightmare, The Toe Cutter, Coma Doofus Fireproof. Yeah, awesome, awesome, awesome. Mayhem, or The True Mayhem. Death Crush, this is an EP. I believe this started out as a demo, too. I could be wrong, but this is a pretty good EP. The very first Mayhem album I ever bought. Between that and another Mayhem album that you're going to see here in a moment. But this is when they had, I believe, Maniac on vocals. Yeah, Gut Puking, he was the lead singer. Necro Butcher. They had Euronymous, which we all know what happened for Euronymous, so let's move on. People are saying the stuff that Dead did with Mayhem is the best stuff. I can see why when we get live in Leipzig. Legendary live album here. I personally love this album. I eventually, because I've seen people talk about it and I caved and bought it. It's pretty darn good. The Freezing Moon. God dang, man. Woo, Nelly. Morbid Angel. Altars of Madness, 1989. One of my favorite death metal albums of all time. Just evil, heavy, thrashy. It's so good. Yeah, Mortal Rites, Suffocation, Visions from the Dark Side, Chapel of Ghouls, Bleed for the Devil. Yeah, awesome stuff. Now this is a split. I can't brush up any information on this split, but this is Morbid and Mayhem with a tribute to the Black Emperors. I believe it's the same Morbid that did December Moon, which if I'm not wrong, that's a demo, I think. Either a demo or an EP. But, yeah, very good split. One of the hardest splits to come by. Quiet Riot, Metal Health, part of the Metal Master series. Iconic album, classic, one of my all-time favorites. I mean, Come On Feel the Noise, Bang Your Head, Metal Health, Slick Black Cadillac, Run for Cover. Such a classic album by Quiet Riot. Formed by Randy Rhoads, the same dude who helped Ozzy Osbourne. Sacramentum, Far Away from the Sun. This is an amazing album. Melodic, blackened death metal at its finest. Probably my favorite melodic death metal album of all time. Such awesome stuff, man. I mean, Fog's Kiss, Blood Shall Be Spilled, When Night Surrounds Me, Cries from a Restless Soul, Obsolete Tears, Beyond All Horizons. Yeah, good stuff. I love that album. 2 pieces. Sargeist, Satanic Black Devotion. One of my all-time favorite black metal albums. This is just Sargeist at their evilest, man. I mean, this is almost to the point where it's raw black metal. I mean, Satanic Black Devotion, Frowning Existing, track 8, yeah, or no, track 7, I think, either track 7 or track 6. Track 6, man, is just amazing. Definitely check this album out. Such awesome stuff. Then we get Let the Devil In 2010. Just as good as Satanic Black Devotion, if not better. I mean, Empire of Suffering from Black Coffin Lair, Let the Devil In. I go back and forth as to which Sargeist album I like more. The first one or Let the Devil In. But great finished black metal throughout. Satyricon, Dark Medieval Times. This is a classic album, man, and one of the staples of black metal. I mean, Satire and Frost, good stuff, man. I mean, Walk the Path of Sorrow, Into the Mighty Forest, The Dark Castle in the Deep Forest. Yeah. Enough said about this album. I ain't got much to say about it. I mean, it's such a legendary album. Then we get the Shadow Throne. Yeah. Good stuff. Just as good as, Dark Medieval Times. Next up, the Scream 3 soundtrack. This is actual music that was in the film. Pretty cool. Suffocation. Effigy of the Forgotten. Legendary album. Legendary album, legendary band photo. I love this album. Affecting the Crypt, Seeds of the Suffering, Mass Obliteration, Jesus Wept. Good stuff. Alright, sorry about that. I had to cut away for a moment, but we're going to end the shelf with Tell the World, the very best of Rat. Glam metal here, and it's amazing. Just a compilation album. Back for More, Loving You's a Dirty Job, Nobody Writes for Free, You're in Love, Way Cool Jr., one of the coolest songs on the album. It even has a MTV Unplugged version. Alright, so that's it for the shelves, but I do have some more rock and metal that I do want to show before I wrap up part 3 of my updated CD collection. So I'll go ahead and show the other rock and metal CDs that I own. Belphegor, Bondage Goat Zombie. This is Austrian black and death metal, and it's amazing. Really, really heavy, evil as heck. I mean, the self-titled track, Stigma Diabolicum, Armageddon's Raid, Shred for Sathan. Yeah, good stuff. Next, this is a split by 2 French black metal bands, Blessed in Sin and Ordo Templi Aeterna Lucis. Shout out to Desi Wood. Desi, if you're watching this, what up? Yeah, I don't know much about this split. I know Desi showed it in his black metal vinyl collection. I had to pick it up. So big shout out to Desi Wood. Next. Oh, god dang, man. I friggin' love this album. Kaladin Brood, Echoes of Battle. Finally got my hands on a copy of this masterpiece. If you don't own this, do yourself a favor. Go listen to this album. Go get it if you can find it. It's really hard to find on CD. Let me tell you. It is very hard to find on CD. It took me months and months of soul searching, and I finally found it. Dark Funeral, The Secrets of the Black Arts, the debut album. And I believe if the only album to have Them Garoth on lead vocals and bass. Legendary album, one of my all-time favorite black metal albums right here. Yeah, man. Lord Ackerman, just amazing stuff. Definitely one worth checking out. Inquisition, Magnificent Glorification of Lucifer. Their third album, released in 2004, 2 years after Invoking the Majestic Throne of Satan. Yeah, good stuff. I mean, Baptized in Black Goat Blood, Crush the Jewish Prophet, Under the Black Inverted Pentagram. Good stuff. Finally got some hands on some Iron Maiden right here. Oop. This is Peace of Mind. Yeah, Peace of Mind. Yeah. Great stuff, man. R.I.P. Paul Di'Anno, who was the legendary lead vocalist of the band before Bruce Dickinson. Yeah. My favorite Iron Maiden album. Alright, the other Judas Iscariot album that I talked about, Of Great Eternity. I believe this came after Thy Dying Light. Great album, man. Great album. I think Judas Iscariot is one of the more underrated black metal bands that doesn't really get talked about all that much. And inside, cool photos of Judas Iscariot himself. Pretty darn cool. Last one for rock and metal, Nile, Annihilation of the Wicked, released in 2005. I love their new one. I forget the name of it, but yeah, such a great album here. Sacrifice unto Sebek, the massive self-titled track. What more can be said about Nile? Alright, that's it for part 3. That's it for the rock and metal section. Next section that I'm going to be covering is going to be country. So come on back for part 4. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you guys enjoyed, please comment, like, and subscribe down below. Be sure you hit the bell so that way you don't miss any more videos like this in the near future. Thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you for watching this installment of my updated CD collection. And I will see you guys for part 4.